let's phone and see if it's working. It says it's streaming though. So we will see. I like to I like yo, my channel. Yo, wait, let me get in here. Can I watch my own stream? Oh, ooh, whoa. Okay, okay. I can see my own stream. That is so odd. All by myself. Me oh my, fun with having fun on the bio. I should not sing. I've, I've, you know, I'm not monetized anyway, so if I get in trouble, it's whatever. You know, I'm gonna unplug my iPad. My iPad does this weird thing where like if I have it plugged in, right, it'll do this weird thing where it'll just be like a random line like that, and it's really odd. I don't know why that happens. To be honest, I'm putting way too much detail into this cape. I don't know why I'm doing that. I think I'm just stalling. To be honest, I don't think anyone's in here, but that's okay. I'll just upload it as a video later, and you guys can watch it there. Hi, Persephone. Hi, Persephone. You guys would never guess, but I actually took took a reference picture to draw this arm. Crazy concept, I know. I just set my phone up on the the mode where you can what's it called? God, I don't even know. The mode where you can it has the countdown. I did that, and then I'm gonna fix that. Been called the blues, oh, oh, since my baby said goodbye. Lord, I don't know what I do. All I do is sit inside. I gotta stop singing. No one wants to hear this. Come on, Kurt. Oh man, but it's so hard not to sing along. She got that kind of loving. It doesn't matter. If people don't like my singing, they can go. It's not hurting anyone. It's all alone. I gotta move this arm right here. I've grown so used to you, so now. You guys want to guess if I drew the front angle or the back angle first? Still no one's in here. People don't watch live streams no more. It's okay, I just have to keep yapping because what if people come in after? What if people watch this afterward? Who knows? No, I really don't think my YouTube is fucking relevant anymore. It's been too long. It's been so long. No, I haven't been active enough on here to fucking have any kind of an audience anymore, which is okay. We don't always need an audience. Sometimes you just gotta do it for yourself. I gotta start posting more because I don't know why my first sketchbook video blew up and then there's been nothing since then. I don't know why that happened, to be honest. I really don't. I have no idea. I just posted it and then everybody was all over it, like flies on honey, right? And then I tried posting more videos, nothing. Nothing at all. I don't get how the first video from a known, like it's just a no name. I hate to call myself a no name, but it kind of was. I still kind of am. Um, that blows up, and then and then what? Anything I try after that doesn't make any sense because now I actually have an audience, and it's not working. I don't get it. I don't pretend to understand things. Okay. Me up to me down. If I still don't have any viewers by the time this Hank Williams record is over, um, I will stop streaming for the day. So if you're watching afterward, that'll give you a good timeline on how long you can enjoy this. I really, I haven't posted because, I started my YouTube and then my mom, died. Um, and then I got grown-up responsibilities and I don't know. Don't want to do it no more. Don't want to do it no more. Is that such a crime? I don't think so. But YouTube is like, oh, well, you can't monetize if you're not uploading regularly. I was monetized for a little bit, but then I never even made enough money to get any moolah from it. They're like, oh, you got enough watch hours to be monetized now. And I was like, oh, yay. They were like, we're not going to pay you till you make like $150 or something. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know if the $150 I made from a couple years ago is like the money I made from that, if it counts. So if I start again, will I get paid that? I don't know. I've thought about maybe making a Patreon, but I don't know if there's any interest for that. You know what I mean? And I don't know how well I would keep up with it either. And that wouldn't be fair, right? Um I shouldn't stick with it. I feel like I don't know. I don't want to start a Patreon and be like, oh, you guys will get all this extra monthly if I can't even keep up with like an upload schedule normally. Does that make sense? Because like I don't know, the pressure of like, oh, you have to do this makes me not want to do it. It's demand avoidance, basically. I don't know the psychology behind it. I just know that it is a real thing, which makes me feel a little less crazy or whatever. But it does kind of suck. Um, and I just don't know really what to do about it and help you. Cold, cold heart. You guys should put on Hank Williams while you watch this, like in the background. Um, just so you can get the experience I'm having right now. I'm listening to a record my grandma gave me of his best hits because so when I was younger, I would always say that I liked everything except for rap and country because my parents never listened to rap and country, so I never got the full breadth of those genres because I didn't hear enough of them. I just heard what was on the radio. Um, and so like I don't know. I would only hear what's on the radio and on it. um, especially country. They have shit ass country music on. Um, like I feel like the country music that is on the radio is just kind of bad. Does that is that fair to say? I don't know. I'm sure some of it's good, but like I started liking country when I got introduced to like Johnny Cash and Hank Williams, and some of them were like classical country songs. Who's that one? There's like one guy who's really popular in like the 2010s too, who made good country music, or maybe it was the Knots or the Aughts, but there was somebody who was popular then who kind of had like older country vibes, and I can't remember who now. Um, Hey, sweet baby. No, this is terrible. Don't you think maybe? But and then with the same with rap. I didn't listen to a lot of different rap music until I was older and kind of had control over like the music I listened to. Because my parents liked a lot of like dad rock and like just music that alt people who were teenagers in the aughts would listen to because they were teenagers in the aughts. Um, And that's all good, don't get me wrong. Like, Tool is nice if I'm in the right mood for it. But when that's all you get to listen to, and then you listen to like 2016's like top 100 hits on your little radio MP3 player for the first time, it's like your mind is blown. There's all these possibilities and like songs you never heard anything like this before. It's kind of crazy. Like, I don't know. Like, more stuff than just like techno and divorced dad rock exist? That's crazy. um, and like I don't know. I remember listening to like Biggie for the first time and like MF Doom and even like fucking the Beastie Boys, and I'm like, no, rap is good. I don't understand what my parents are talking about. So I do try to listen to a little bit of everything. I will say I'm kind of worn out on techno now, and like um, what is that called? Like electro. I hate electro swing. Actually, I love every music genre except electro swing. Sorry to any electro swing fans out there. It's bad. It's not good. Sorry. Electro swing's not good. I'm so sorry. I don't know. I don't know. Not good. Which is so weird because I almost feel like there's an overlap with like Electro Swing and like some Five Nights at Freddy's songs sound very Electro Swing-esque. But I think that's just because I like Five Nights at Freddy's, so I'll listen to those songs and like that's it. I have some Bowie. I got a lot over there. Don't you love me like you used to do? Got some Nat King Cole. Earth, Wind, and Fire. Oh, I'll put on Earth, Wind, and Fire next. If people pop in. Oh, I have some ABBA. Yeah. Um, Nothing's like you used to coo. All the trouble that you always been through. Why don't you love me like you used to do? So if I told you guys I only got into Hank Williams because of Tom Hiddleston, would you be shocked? I don't. I don't think anyone would. Which, I mean, it's autism central over here. I'm allowed to say that. I got diagnosed. I'm allowed to call myself Captain Autismo. That's something I picked up from my stepbrother. I forget the context, but he would say Captain Autismo all the time. And I was like, yo, that's funny. Um, One of my brother's friends came into my bedroom and they said they could, quote, smell the neurodivergence in my room. I thought that was kind of mean. Now, why did you call me out like that? Uh, I think it, well, no, I think it was more apparent when I was in high school, honestly. I don't know how people didn't catch it sooner. Um, like I draw a bit of a variety of things now. When I was in high school, and if anyone has followed me since I've been Loki Snow, or fucking God forbid, Loki the Snowman, um, it was bad. It was, that's all I drew. And part of it was because that's, you know, it was to appease the audience that followed me. But even for a while after, that's still all I would draw. Um, so, it's just, apparently somebody recognized me as the Loki Yume shipper, which was kind of crazy. That's the character I'm drawing right now, actually, making an updated reference sheet for. Um, his name is Julius, just because that was my name at the time I made him, and he was a self-insert. Um, like completely, just a self-insert. So he had like my name and everything. I don't use that name anymore, but I was like, since I don't use that name anymore, I was like, well, Julius can just keep that name, you know? Um, so he does have powers. He has animal powers, which is how he ends up with William and Anna, which are the kids. I don't know how caught up, if anyone's caught up on this, honestly. I don't think I ever talked about it a lot, except for on my stories on that old account. So a lot of it is like kind of obscure, but elite ball knowledge, if you will. Um, but um, I couldn't decide if I wanted him to be like a mutant or how he got his powers. I don't know. But he was a college student during Thor the Dark World. If you will remember the convergence, um, where like all the nine realms were kind of collapsing in on each other. So you guys remember that. Um, so when that was happening, Julius was like at a party, and he kind of just slipped through space and time, right? And um, ended up on Sakaar, and since time passes differently there, he was on Sakaar for like a couple hundred years, did not physically age that much. Um, I think I said he's like 400 or something by the time Thor Ragnarok happens. And we all know what happens with Thor Ragnarok. Thor and Loki fall through after, like on their way in the Bifrost. I cannot get this hair right. I don't know what's up. Um, so he meets Loki when Loki falls through the Bifrost because Loki was there. He said Bifrost brought me out here weeks ago, and the Thor goes, weeks ago? I just got here. Um, so he's the one that finds Loki and like introduces him to the Grandmaster. Because Julius has been buddies with the Grandmaster for a while. Um, and so he was kind of Loki's into the Grandmaster, and then, you know, they kind of become friends. They get friendly. Um, and so that's how they meet. And I say, fuck whatever happened in Infinity War. That is bullshit. I hate that crap. Did not happen. This is my multiverse, right? My variant. So Julius being there just kind of completely in the main MCU, he probably either stays on Sakaar or didn't fall through to Sakaar in the first place, right? It was just always on Midgard and stayed a normal person. Um, but in the ideal universe, um, my little multiverse, Loki has he has Julius come with him on the ship at the end to help like build the new Asgard, and they do not run into Thanos. Or if they do, Julius is like, okay, let's be smart about this, and Loki doesn't sacrifice himself, right? We don't do that bull crap. They all just decide to kind of like play dead and meet up with the Guardians that way. That's what they do. And then Mantis is kind of like their wingman, where she's like, oh, both of you have feelings for each other, and then they're both like, no, they do. So they discuss it later in private, and then they become a couple. Um, and I haven't at the time only Infinity War was out. Or no, I guess the Loki show came out when I still thought about Julius regularly. So, but I don't really have anything like past that in canon. It was only the canon, like my OC is canon. Um, but only season one of the Loki show was out, so I didn't really have much. I didn't have the context of season two or for the Dark World or anything like that. So maybe I don't know. I don't know if I want to go back and revisit his story. I've just had fun drawing him again, especially in his little Sakaar outfit. Um, I feel like, and you guys probably don't know what it looks like. If you go to my Instagram, it's one of my newer posts. Um, with him. Um, it should be him and Loki, but he, I don't know. I feel like his outfit, it fits Sakaar really well. And, maybe I'm tooting my own horn, but I feel like I really did a good job making him look like he would fit in that world, I guess. I don't know. I feel like I did a good job. I'm still proud of younger me for doing that. I just locked in and like studied all the outfits really well, I think, and kind of made my own up. I used to want to be a character designer when I was younger. I kind of, oh, there's someone on the stream. Hello. Um, but yeah, I used to want to be a character designer when I was younger. Um, I kind of gave that up. Oh, they left as soon as I acknowledged them. Okay, I see how it is. Um, but yeah, I wanted to, character design was my passion. Graphic design is my passion. No, I don't know. I just feel like I did a good job on him. And like you'll see. Well, I probably won't get much farther until this record's over, but dude, I need someone to chat with. I don't know how long I can just yap into the void. If you're watching this later though, thanks. Thanks. I know people people tell me in like the comments and stuff a lot that they like my voice. I'm just like, really? Because I feel like it's like I was trying to relax, or I was minding my own business when I heard the most irritating, grating noise. That's how I feel when I hear my own voice on playback. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the appeal is. I I feel like my voice is kind of pretty androgynous. Which not to not to I do think it is. Not to hype myself up too much. I think I am a very androgynous person. I get they'd a lot in public, which is good. And I get like misgendered both ways, so people will use he and she. It's nice. It's nice. I like to confuse people, basically. I don't exist except for how others perceive me, so I really don't care like what pronouns people use for me. It's like whatever feels right for you, you know? That's fine. Go ahead and do that. Um, I don't know. It really, other people's perceptions of me don't matter because I know who I am. So however other people want to see me, that's on them. And they can kind of interpret me however they please. I'm like a classic literature novel, you know? I'm up to reader interpretation. Like I, as the author, have my own uh, interpretations, but I mean, other people might get something different out of me, and that's okay. Does that analogy make sense? I hope so. God, can you tell how much I struggle to draw hair? I need to just be faster. I need to be faster. That's something I want to work on. Is drawing more quickly. I feel like that's one of my biggest issues is that I'm not very fast. I like to take my time and get every small section perfect before moving on to the next one. I don't know if that really shows in like the live drawing or my speed. Well, it definitely shows in my speed paints, but I don't know if when I'm drawing live if that's very apparent. Because like since I'm talking, I might distract from the fact that I am like honing in being a perfectionist. But um I don't know. I don't know. It's I don't know why I do that. It's the same way when I eat food. Like I have to eat my food in sections. Like if I have multiple things on my plate, like on Thanksgiving, none of it can touch, and it's gotta be like bite by bite, and I say the best things for last. Like I'll eat them in order of how much I like them. It's I'm the same exact way with drawing. Like I gotta draw the stuff I hate first. Gotta hone in on it. Um, make sure it's perfect. Then I can draw everything else that I actually like to draw, like the clothes and the faces. But I have to get like the hair and the hands and stuff out of the way first. I've been trying to make my poses less stiff lately too. Um, I think I'm doing an okay job at that so far, making my poses less stiff. It's hard though. Like, I don't know. It's just a difficult thing to do, I suppose. Um, I don't know. I think my poses have always been kind of stiff. They never look very like relaxed. I'm proud of the one I drew for this though, to be honest. I think it's got some movement to it, which is nice, and I also like that he's like holding up his cape so that way we can see. I think that's really cool. Because the inside of his cape and the outside are like the outside's like orange and then the inside's like yellow. So I'm excited to do that. I might add a little more to his cape since we've got like such a good look at it right now. I'm not sure. I think this hand needs to be a little bit longer, perhaps. I mean, that should be good. Um, yeah, I don't know if I want to change his Sakaar costume that much, right? I really like his Sakaar outfit. I haven't really, I never really came up with a lot of other like official outfits. I would just draw him in like t-shirts and stuff, other than his Sakaar outfit. So I don't really know, like, um, like if I should give him more official outfits or just kind of stick with this one whenever I draw him. I probably should give him some normal everyday outfits. I feel like that's a good idea. Since I never really gave one to him before. Um, he is okay. He's trans, but he's not because when I made him, I thought I was a man. You know, I was pretty confident I was a man. Turns out I'm gender fluid, and I was just having a very, very long, like masculine phase, right? Because I think for such a long time I was raised as a girl, you know, socialized as a girl, and so I wanted to get as far away from that as possible for a while. Now I don't care, and like on average, I'd say I'm honestly probably a little more femme day to day. Don't get me wrong, I have my masculine days, but I think generally I am a little more feminine now. Um, because I finally had enough distance away from that to feel comfortable with not being perceived as masculine all the time. I used to think I needed that to seem, I guess more valid. Um, I know it doesn't work that way now. I think it was also like now that I'm out of the closet and almost everyone in my life uses like neutral pronouns for me and they know I'm not a boy or a girl, I feel like I'm able to oh, hello flipped off egg. Um but yeah, now that they know I am, you know, neither, I'm able to like um I don't know, just I guess just embrace all parts of myself a little better. I really love. Can I talk about representation that's in uh, Seed of Chucky? Because that movie came out the year I was born, right? 2004. For the time, that was like crazy good representation. To me, seemed really good. Um, thank you. Um, but yeah, at the time, I think for the time that it came out, Seed of Chucky has really good gender fluid rep. Um, I dress up for Pride. I will cosplay Glenn and bring my little dolly because I have a Glenn and a Chucky doll. Um, they're both so cute. I love them both so much. I am drawing right now. This is my Marvel, my MCU persona. Um, when the stream's over, if you want, you can go back and like if you watch probably like 20 minutes ago now, I was explaining all his lore. Um, he's a cutie. I really like him. I am trying to make him a reference sheet because even when I would draw him like pretty often, I never gave him an official reference sheet. And recently on my Instagram, I posted it wasn't really a redraw, but it kind of was just of him and Loki because I made him to kind of ship with Loki. So I posted kind of a redraw, and I was like, I missed drawing him. I should give him some TLC. I think um, playing a lot of Marvel Rivals has kind of gotten me back into Marvel a little bit, which is nice. I did miss it, and it just goes to show none of my special interests really go away. They get kind of put on a rotation, um, and then I kind of pull them out as I like because I'm also getting into Baldur's Gate again right now. I'm doing an evil run. Um, I started an evil run. Whenever I'm in a bad mood, I go in and I do my evil run, and I cause problems for everyone. And I think that's really, honestly, kind of a good way to manage. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't know. I don't know. To me, how do I describe this without sounding insane? I'm playing an evil dark urge. I'm making all of the companions like way worse. Um, just making them all terrible people, and it's kind of stress relief because I can go be angry and like take out my issues on fake people who I'm not gonna hurt. Does that make sense? And then it leaves only love, only peace and love for real life afterward. Um, so I do think it's good. Maybe that is a kind of therapy. I think I feel like video game therapy is a thing. I feel like I've seen like ads for like, oh, come do therapy and like play Stardew Valley or stuff. I feel like I've definitely seen ads like that before. So I think games can definitely have therapeutic benefits. Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. I appreciate you hanging out in here at all. Um, honestly, again, but the CDs work and it also has radio. It's really cool. I love it a lot. And it's got like a little special corner in my room. It's so cool. What was I talking about? Oh, video games. Video games are therapeutic. Um, I don't know. No, I lost my train of thought. Dang it. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. Baldur's Gate. I really like Baldur's Gate. That's all. I will probably, genuinely, I'll probably get on Baldur's Gate when I'm done with this and like see if any of my friends want to hang out in the late afternoon. But like this morning I did therapy and then I paid my bills, right? And I called my banks because that's everything I had to do today. I might do some chores later, but like I finished all my big grown-up responsibilities already before noon. So I want a fun day now. I want to do something fun. I just don't know what. My friend's birthday is tomorrow. He might watch this later. I don't think he'll watch now, but if I upload the stream later, he'll probably watch. So October, if you're watching, hi buddy, I love you. Um, he watches all of my partner's videos, which is more than I do. And honestly, I feel bad about that, but whoops. Um, my partner also does YouTube. They have a gaming channel. Um, well, it's mostly game. They do a little bit of everything, but I think it is mostly gaming. Um, I I just do my art YouTube because you know it's it's been my hobby forever. I've posted my art online before, so it's like the easiest thing I can do to get out there. I've thought about doing like I thought about streaming, like trying to Twitch stream and stuff, but that seems scary. I don't know how people on Twitch are. Plus, I'm like assigned female at birth, so I could play up like being an e-girl or something. But again, uh, I don't know if I want to do that. And I would turn this channel into like I would do gaming on this channel, but I feel like gaming and art, I feel like that's a weird mix. And like I've wanted to do video essays, and I know some people do like they'll talk over their speed paints and do video essays, but I'm like like what? I don't know. Like what topics? I can ramble on for frickin' ever about some stuff. Like Scooby Doo. Oh my God. If I get started on Scooby-Doo, I will not shut up. Or The Wizard of Oz. So maybe I could do some really good video essays on that. I'm just not sure how to even begin. Because I feel like that's something I would kind of need to script. And I'm so bad at scripts. I sound like a robot when I read scripts. It's terrible. Because like sometimes I'll script phone calls or like voice messages to my friends to make sure I hit all the points I need to. It's so bad. It is so, 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 so bad. I don't know why. But, and like, the other thing is, I used to love public speaking. That's the thing. I'm great at talking to people one on one. I'm great at working crowds. If I'm in an in between, if I'm in a group of like 10 people, terrible. Or like if I don't know. Which is so funny that I'm live streaming right now because live streams are usually, for most people, groups of like 10 people. Terrible, terrible. Um, I don't know. I I want to get back into my YouTube. I just don't know where a good starting point is. I try to think of like ideas and I'll be like, "Oh, that's a good idea." And then I'll write it down and then won't touch it again. And I've been wanting to write more, like stories. I have a ton of story ideas all the time. Ton of book ideas. I need to write them. I need to actually sit down and work on them, but that's so hard to do when I have so many other creative projects I want to do. And like, I don't know. I always had a natural inclination to writing. Like even before I knew how to write words, I would scribble. Like I would pretend that I was writing. I would scribble word like shapes, I guess, on a page and pretend that I could write, and I would write my alphabet and numbers because that's all I knew how to write. And I would just do it for the sake of it. And then as I got a little older, I would make up stories and write fan fictions. And nowadays, fan fictions are like the only thing I do write. And it's just like purely for a fun thing. But I know that I'm decent at it because I have that natural like inclination toward it, right? I had more of a natural inclination to writing than I did to drawing. And I'm like, well, if I put all the effort that I have put into drawing over the years into writing, how good would I have been today? Does that make sense? I hope so. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Um, like, I don't know. I mean, maybe that's just part of the growing pains of getting a little older. It's just like wondering about all the things you could have become. And I've thought about writing a book about that. It's just like letters to the different me's that are out there in the universe, in the multiverse, but I don't know if anyone would want to read something like that, you know? Maybe. I I see published books in Barnes and Noble and I'm like, well, this is so like speculative and just like, but I was in there for like 30 minutes after seeing my psychiatrist and just kind of read that while I ate breakfast because it was a small read. And it wouldn't be that hard to write something similar to this um, because it's just like it's short. It has a really like I don't know. The style seems very down to earth, and I was like, well, if I write something like that, I bet it would turn out well. I feel like that's something that's really hard to mess up, you know? Um, like, I don't know. But then again, who's gonna want to read a book about like me writing letters to myself, you know? Who knows? Maybe that can be cathartic for other people. Sometimes if someone else is like writing and they express a feeling that I know. It's gonna sound really weird, but I was reading The Exorcist actually, and the book, I know the movie happens in like the fall. The book happens in spring. It happens from April to May, and I was reading the book in April to May, so it was like kind of perfect. But like uh Damien struggles with having lost his mom lately, and he's got like a lot of guilt from it. Um, and I feel the same way about my mom after she passed, especially. And I reading that book around Mother's Day and seeing him struggle with like the grief of losing his mom during Mother's Day. I was like, this is really scary that someone was able to capture how I was feeling and put it into words for me to read and understand and relate to. It was crazy, but I felt seen, and it was kind of cathartic to read that, and helpful. And so I'm like, well, maybe if I just write and go for it and just self-publish, because I know self-publishing is a lot easier now than it used to be, you know. Um, Maybe I could, get somewhere if I just self-publish enough stuff, right? Self-publish enough short stories. So I think maybe. And also, I would send it to traditional publishers just to see if any of them would want it. And then if they all say no, that's when I would self-publish. But I know there's a lot more to it than just sitting down and writing, right? Like there's formatting, there's finding the right avenues to like advertise. Like you have to know social media so you can advertise your stuff, and like which I do, but it's a lot harder than just writing. Um, and I think that is where I would get burnt out, right? Because I could type my little heart out, have it finished, and then be lost once I get to like editing and publishing and formatting. I think that's where I would fizzle out. Um, and then I've also thought about writing screenplays because I have so many ideas for characters there, right? I've thought about having um, House of Vampires that are like streamers, and they all stream all night, and that's how they make their money. And it's like a content house, but full of vampires. But nobody knows because they're streamers, and they just assume they stream late at night, and that's it. Um, and like I've thought about I have ideas for superheroes, and I feel like those would be better suited for like a TV show or an animated show or a movie than they would be like a book, or maybe even a comic. But if I make a comic, I don't want to draw it myself. I mean, I could, but well, maybe with my streaming vampires, I will try and make a comic. Maybe I'll try to make a comic. I have 3 vampire OCs. Okay, well, here's the thing. I have 2 vampire OCs, and then one of them is my friend's OC who's a vampire, but they're like in a little polycule. Maybe I could ask my friend if they'd be okay with me trying to make a comic about my vampires or our vampires. Um, maybe maybe that's something. I will think about that because that would combine art and writing, and maybe that would be good for me. Because it would be, neither of them have to be as good, right? I'm used to trying to make really polished drawings or really polished writing. If you're doing both of them, you can't do that, right? Does that make sense? You kind of sacrifice the quality of both to make them fit together really well. Um, and because you have both of them to carry, if they're both decent instead of perfect, it works well. Like, so maybe that's something. Maybe that's something. Julius, since he was based off of me, like when I was in high school, he has long hair in the Loki haircut because that's what my hair looked like. It's so funny that like him and Loki have a thing going on. They have almost the same exact hair. It's so funny. I have I have made Julius's hair a little shorter since I've redrawn him, but I don't want to take all his hair away, you know? Because I have a buzz cut right now, basically. Um, it's a little more than a buzz cut, but like, I'd say it's about the length of Stu's hair in Scream right now. Not very long. I don't want to do that to Julius. He would hate that. He likes his long hair. But, like, I can't do that to him. I'm quite protective over him because he's just like a younger me. And it's just like, oh, you sweet thing, you little baby, you don't know anything. It's weird. It's almost like a weird form of self-love, but I think that's kind of the case for like every persona or self-insert. Sip of coffee. Um, but I think every sona, if they're even a little close to you, it is kind of like a form of self-care in a way to draw them. Um, especially if you're drawing them with like your favorite characters or whatever, like that is a form of self-love. Um, because it's so indulgent and like you embrace the I'm cringe but I'm free, and it is very freeing in a way to um kind of embrace that. Um, I don't know. So, fun fact here. I've never drawn Julius's outfit past like his thighs. Is that kind of crazy? So this is like the first time that I'm ever drawing his outfit past like like full height and everything. First time. So we'll see how this goes. I'm probably just gonna fudge a lot of it, honestly. Um, Now what is going on with this leg? I really like the lines on this leg. I want to see if I can keep it, but I don't know if it'll fit with the brush I have right now. I'm trying though. I've been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals and a lot of the replacement that they have for the Sims, Pair Lives. Really good. I really like Pair Lives. It reminds me of like Sims 2 and Sims 3 before EA got super fucking greedy. Um, and they said all updates in the future are going to be free. There is not going to be any paid DLC for that game ever, which makes me so excited. The character creator is so good too. It it's crazy, and I haven't tried out the build mode stuff, but I've seen people make crazy good builds with that too. In The Sims, I tried to make my own house once. Was not super successful, but maybe if I try getting pair lives, I'm not a big builder in The Sims. Although in the past couple months, like the past couple times I played, I don't play The Sims very often anymore because EA sucks. But I do hop on occasionally. In the past couple times I played, I was building houses and I kind of enjoyed it a lot more. Um, so maybe I should give it a shot in pair lives. I do, if I play too many video games in one day and I don't do like anything else, I just feel lazy. I feel like a lazy bum. Like, it's bad. It's bad. I don't know why. Because, there's nothing wrong with playing video games and relaxing over the weekend, but I feel like I do it a lot on the weekday. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, since I don't work on like this Saturday, I'm not at work, I have to do something else productive with the time that I would be at work. And then I can have my like just relax time, like video game time in the 8 hours that would normally be like my little recreation, come home, calm down time. Um, but yeah, I still feel like I need to be productive, and I know it's just capitalism talking, right? Like my whole spiel earlier was all about how I can like capitalize, make money off of my hobbies. I hate that. I hate that you can't have a hobby for fun anymore. And like you always have to think about, oh, how can I turn this into a side gig? It really sucks that capitalism just completely eliminated hobbies. Like you always have to, well, maybe not you always, but a lot of people, I feel like they think about, oh, how could I make this profitable? We're never allowed to have hobbies anymore. It just kind of sucks. It's buns. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of this whole capitalism deal. And even like, it's so much work to even start making anything with your hobbies. I feel like, is it even worth it? Is it worth sacrificing your enjoyment to make like 20 extra bucks a month? You wouldn't think so, but at the same time, it's like, oh, well, what if it goes somewhere bigger? And it gets bigger, and I'm able to make more out of it? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if I want him in shoes or not. Because I have here, let me copy and paste this. And if I change my mind, I can get it back. But I have these barefoot shoes, right? Um, call them barefoot shoes. They're like aerial boots. And I feel like maybe he would look good in those. And I've been wanting to try. This is gonna make me sound like kind of a freak. I'm not. I genuinely want to try and get better at drawing feet and hands. Feet and hands, right? Because I feel like with a lot of artists, you look at their stuff, super good. If they have drawn a full body piece, uh, and the character's feet are out and they're not in like socks. I feel like socks are like the easy way out, right? You put a character in socks, you don't have to draw anything else, right? Shoes, a little harder. Drawing the bare feet, nobody knows how to do because they don't want to seem like a freak and like they like feet. Um, but then if they ever have to draw bare feet on a character, it does not look very good. Um, oh hello. Um, what a lovely time for you to join the stream as I'm like zoomed in on somebody's foot. Um, it's fine. I'm drawing my Marvel OC. Let me zoom out here so you can see. There you go. I'm just trying to decide if I want him in shoes or like aerial boots. Because I'm thinking maybe aerial boots could be, uh, they could look cool. I don't see a lot of characters in like media that don't have um um, what is it called? Well, maybe it's because they don't want to be fucking barefoot and stepping on shit, but oh my god, Angel Eyes by ABBA is on last night. God. So I was listening to Hank Williams earlier. Now I have my Best of ABBA album on. There's more people in here now, so I don't want to stop now. It took forever for anyone to come in. There's two of you now. Um, so I don't know um what album to put on next. Maybe my Nirvana. Maybe my Nirvana album. See, people tell me I'm underrated. I'm like, really though? I don't know. I don't know. Eh. I feel like, I mean, I try my best, but I don't really. I'd like to do more with my YouTube, but I just don't know what. Like, I'd love to do it for work, because it is. You can do YouTube for work. I just don't know if people would care enough, right? Like my first sketchbook tour blew up, and then I was kind of like, well, now what? And I tried a few different things, and I feel like none of it ever really went anywhere, if that makes sense. Um, like, cause I have tried a few different things. And granted, I haven't tried in a while, so maybe maybe if I start trying again, maybe if I do this every week, and then post them after. Um, yes, see, I did the same thing. I feel like I wonder if the algorithm kind of does that to people on purpose too. I'm not sure. Um, but like I don't know. I've thought about doing like commentary videos or like video essays and then just putting them over a relevant drawing of like a speed paint or a normal speed paint with how much I talk. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure if people would be referring. Oh, lagging? It's okay. No, I was I was not talking there. It's okay. No. That was on me. That was on me. I need to go flip my app. There we go. Um, how did you find me if you were you subscribed before? I'm not sure. There we go. There we go. Um, I I've been trying for a while to. Oh, that's so sweet. Okay, maybe I should keep doing this, honestly. I have a I have a sketchbook tour up, so um if you want to when this is over, go check that out. I'm plugging myself. The self-advertising is kind of crazy. Um I also have a few draw with me's on there that did not blow up um as big as like my sketchbook tour did. So if you prefer that kind of content, like those are there too. This needs to go up here. Like And what a great first impression of me you're getting, really. It's me drawing a barefoot. um, no, but like sometimes I'll look at people's drawings and like something will come up where they do need to draw a barefoot and it does not look good. And you can tell they don't practice drawing bare feet because they don't want to look at a freak. They don't want to look like a freak. And I think there's a stigma around it for good reason because, you know, foot people are kind of weird, but like also it is the most common like fetish, you know. Um, yeah, they're so hard to draw, but I never want to practice them because like, well, you know. But this is good practice. Like if I don't do it now, I won't ever again. This character is a persona. Yeah, since you don't know me, this character is a persona I made for the Marvel Cinematic Universe to ship with Loki when I was still in high school. Um, yeah, that was his original whole purpose was just that. So, he recently I've been getting back into Marvel because I have been playing Rivals a lot. Um, and so I was like, well, I should revisit my old OC. And his name is Julius. Um, and he has animal powers and he is from Sakaar, which is the garbage planet. I don't know if you know anything about Marvel. Um, but that is where he just head over heels. And it's better than the Loki show because he's not in love with himself. That stuff really ticked me off. I know some people liked it, and I'm like, it is fitting, but I am kind of glad they did away with it. Like, um, I don't know. I use paper more too. I draw more on paper. I feel like that's part of why I haven't made anything new on my YouTube because I'm like, well, digital art is going to be a lot easier to show to people, but I just don't do it that often. I have been getting more into it recently again, but I have phases where like I just won't touch it for a very, very long time. But I have been enjoying it again. I think part of the issue with it was the tip on my Apple Pencil. Um, I did not like it. I did not like it at all. My aunt had it. It made it so smooth. Like it felt like drawing on butter. And I realized I didn't like that. And I like some texture on my surface that I'm drawing on. Um, I I think it is because I'm used to paper, drawing on paper. So, um, I took it off, and I do have one of those like paper things on the actual screen. So it's been helping me, I think, want to do more digital art again. Um, Julius actually has arches on his feet, which I do not have. That's okay though. He's like he's my self-insert, you know. He's an ideal version of me. He can have arches. Um, but yeah, I can't remember if you were in here when I was saying this, but um, I have not drawn this character from like the waist down like this. Like I have not drawn this part of him before, and I've had him for years. Now, I also haven't really drawn him in years, except for my recent redraw, but, um, like, I just can't believe that I've had him for so long, and, like, I, like, how do you have a character for that long and you have not drawn? You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I'm not the best at words. Um, I've never made him like an official reference sheet or anything, so I feel like this is good. Doing this is good. He deserves it. He's been around for so long. See, I usually only draw like the top half of people, which is why I'm like, well, maybe if I do a reference sheet, I'll get a little better. I don't like drawing bodies either. I was talking earlier about how like my posing. I've been trying to get better about not having my poses be super stiff because I feel like that's one of my biggest weaknesses is stiff poses. Um, and I would really like to fix that. I just it's hard. It's hard to do because like you try to fix it and you try like one or two and then you look at the poses and you're like these are still stiff. Like this practicing is going to get me nowhere. Um, which isn't true. The more you do it, the more easy it will become. But it's really disheartening to get past that like those weird growing pains. Um, it's just difficult. I don't know. I do think figure drawing does help a lot. I know that's like a really basic tip, but like it really does. I did a lot of figure drawing during COVID when I was still in high school and I didn't really have anything else going on. And I do think that's part of the reason I am decent at actual anatomy now. But stiff posing is always something I've had kind of trouble with. But doing stuff like this will make it easier, I'm sure, in the long run. Um, I might leave this foot and come back to it later. I have a version where he has shoes on. Um, I think my other thing is like I know I can draw well. It's just um so I have aphantasia and so I'm quite bad at um like visualizing things. Um so it's very hard for me to like uh look like in my inner mind palace. If I'm reading, I can imagine stuff okay. If I'm writing, I can imagine it. Um and in my dreams, I do have like pictures in my dreams. But other than that, like I know some, well, allegedly, some people can picture an apple and just see it so clearly. And I'm like what do you mean? Like I feel like those people have to be lying, right? I don't know. There's no way you just are like, "Oh, picture an apple," and then you see an apple. I refuse to believe that. It's I don't know, that seems crazy. See, that's insane. I can't I can't visualize things. And I think that's part of why I like to draw, because I can like build my visual library that way, but it's so hard. I don't understand. I really don't. Um, I didn't realize people actually, when they were like, "Oh, picture this," I thought it was like one of those weird metaphors I didn't understand. Well, and I think people with aphantasia are like in the slight minority. But it wasn't even like there was no word for that. People didn't know that it existed until pretty recently, I think. Um, and it makes me wonder how many artists have aphantasia and like draw for the reasons I do, where it's like to build my visual library, because I first heard about it from um, I think it was kind of like an animated storytime video about the artist's experiences with aphantasia. And I was like, oh, there are people like me. Um, so if I do draw something enough times over and over again, like the human figure, I will start to kind of memorize how to do it, right? But it takes me a lot longer because I can't just close my eyes and imagine it. Like this drawing right here. You can tell I don't really know where to put stuff, but I keep playing around and then I'll find the right spot and get it down eventually. Um, although the pose that this foot is in is like kind of crazy. I'm just gonna leave it for now. I'll come back to it later. Um, I'm gonna um. So his costume has little armbands, like right here, like this, and then his shirt is baggy, like that. Um, he's also got a sash on. The sash goes. Okay, wait. So if we're looking at him from the front view, the sash goes this way, which means around the back it would loop over this way, like that. Okay, figured it out. See, and I have to do stuff like that all the time because I can't, I can't, like, I don't know, I can't visualize stuff like that. There we go. There we go. That's good. Yeah, there we go. Hey, look at that. How long have I been posting so far? So I posted my very first video, um, a couple years ago now, because it was when my mom was still alive. Um, I think I was 19. Um, so how many years has it been since I was 19? 3 years? Three? But I haven't been consistent with it either. Like I'll come back for like 2 months and then leave again because nothing ever comes of it. And I know at one point I was monetized, but I never got enough money for them to even pay me once, and so I kind of got discouraged because it's like, oh, once you hit like this many watch hours, we'll start paying you money. And then they were like, well, you don't actually get your money until you earn like $200. And I'm like, well, this is just kind of bogus, you know? Like, I don't know. They make so many hoops that you have to jump through to get your moolah. And I'm just like, you know, it sucks. It sucks bad. Like, why can't you guys just give me the money I earn as I earn it, you know? At the same time, I don't know how taxes work when you're a YouTuber, right? That seems scary to figure out. So maybe it's for the best. I don't know. I think I've heard like Markiplier talk about it on Distractable or some other YouTuber I watch. I can't remember, but I think they just set aside the money for taxes, like in a special bank account for that, and then they just pay what they owe, like at the end of the year or something like that. which seems reasonable to me. And then, like, that way you can also do that thing where you, like, donate money to, like, the national parks and stuff, or, like, causes you want your tax money to go to, and then get that tax money back on your return and kind of be exempt. That is a way to kind of control where your tax dollars are going, but obviously you need a lot of money in order to do that because you have to have that money available along with what's already coming out of your check when you have a normal job in order to get it back later. And that is a privilege that not a lot of people have. Um, but I feel like with YouTube it would be easier since they don't take it out right away anyway. But you have to make sure you like log that, keep good track of it. That way you actually don't screw yourself over or anything. Um, I'm not that good with taxes or money. I mean, I'm okay with money, but not taxes. I do not understand taxes at all. I will go pay someone to do them for me because I'm terrified of messing it up. I don't know. I'm just scared. It's just a scary thing. Okay. Although I've heard that the IRS doesn't even really go after people for tax evasion. That's what I've heard. Don't quote me on that. Don't. That's not advice. That's just what I've heard. um, I don't know. It takes you owing them a lot of money for them to actually come and, you know, do anything about it. From what I've heard. I don't have any personal experience with that, but okay, wait, and then I can put something like this on his knee and leave this open, and I think that'll look really good. Oh, I could put the bands like he has on his arms on his legs. Oh, this is good. This is good. I like that. I love character design. I love designing like outfits so much. It's really fun to me. There we go. That's good. I think I'm on to something there. I I I also my thing about digital art is why I don't do it as much anymore. It's a lot easier to accuse somebody who does a lot of traditional art of using AI, right? Digital artists, it's kind of easy to accuse someone of using AI, and I feel like it also makes you more likely to get fed into an AI for like training, which I don't like because my writing already sounds kind of artificial intelligence like esque. And I found out it's because some of the LLMs, they literally train their models on like AO3 fan fictions. And I'm like, well, that's why I write like one. It's literally trained on my fucking writing. Like, this is ridiculous. Okay, yeah. I'm glad you're working on stuff too. Um, like, I don't know. It's literally trained off my stuff. Like that's why it sounds like that. Because, I post on AO3. I write fan fictions and I post them on AO3 and then the robots get trained on that. Are you kidding me? That's why. I know. And I feel like AI art has kind of like become um like what older people used to think that digital art was, where they're like, oh, you just had the computer draw that for you, when that's not the case at all. But I think that's what AI art has kind of become. Um, like I don't know. I've heard some people say like, oh, digital art isn't valid because the computer drew that for you. Not the case, right? Everybody who draws that actually uses digital programs knows that. But just some, I feel like it's not to generalize people, but I feel like it's mostly people in the fine arts that think that way. Um, and, they can have their opinions, but that's not what digital art is. But I also feel like I've seen less of that since AI has like become a thing. Um, because it's like, no, that's actually the computer drawing for you. Um, there is work that goes into this. You know what I mean? Um, it is different. Oh, and then I can put the lines here like that on the beneath of the soles. I think I'm onto something here. What are you working on painting? I'll ask the audience. I gotta be like Sesame Street where I ask the audience things, the audience participation. Oh, there's 4 people watching. Hello everyone. Hello. Hello, Daddy Tim. Hello. This is crazy. All I had to do was actually sit here for an hour and wait for people to come in. This is crazy, bro. I think like like this. Yes, like that. That'll be good. And then I can have it bunch up right here like that. Good, good. Good, good. Um, Hi, kitty. Um, I know. Some AI. I know. People poke their heads in and then they scram. Um, it's because I acknowledged them. I said hi guys, and then they all said, "Oh, interaction," and left. um, there we go. There we go. I think this is working. This is working good. I think. Oh, I like that. Okay. Yeah, yeah. We got that. We got that down. So I think the back view is pretty much done getting lined. I like this. I like this. I let me add okay, okay. Let me see here. God, I love ABBA. I think I'm playing it quiet enough that YouTube will not pick up on it and like get mad. So that's good. It's probably because I'm not actually playing it from my device. Is that correct? I can't. I'm not sure. No. What if I just have it go across like that? But that doesn't make much sense. Wait. I don't know. Drawing like laces is very hard for me. But I think that's correct enough. Okay. 2, 3. And erase. My line art is weird because I use brushes that don't have like a ton of line weight, but then I'll go in and erase parts to make it look like it has more weight to it. I don't know why I do it that way, but I don't know. It's just always what I've done. Okay, bye. I will. Yeah. I think I will keep live streaming. I'll probably keep, for anyone in here, I'll probably keep going till the end of this Bowie album and then scram. So probably like another 40 minutes or so. I'll probably turn it off at 2. Um, yeah, we'll keep going till 2 because I do want to get some lunch and play some games. Get my game on. If anyone's else lurking, you should talk, chit chat with me, please. It makes it so much easier for me to keep talking when I have like things to go off. Ugh, you people keep leaving me. Can't believe this. You guys all hate me. Kidding. Kidding. There we go. Wait, nope. I love the liquefy tool. They could never make me hate you, liquefy tool. Wait, let's do the before and after. Look at that. Let's get a couple other things fixed up here with this. This hand is kind of driving me crazy. Oh, he has gloves on. That's right. Me forgetting my own character that I designed. Hello? It's okay though. There we go. I I promise I like to draw. And I'm good at it, I promise. Please. There we go. There we go. Can I say I love albums that like tell a story. I think those are they're so good. I love. Maybe see I feel like that's another way of storytelling that I have not tried before. You know, a lot of my stories I make up in my head and then I don't really I have them and I you know, I know them and I will tell people about them, but then I'd never actually pursue them or try to find a way to tell them. And that is, I don't know, I feel like I am kind of not wasting potential, but just like not giving my characters the attention they deserve, I guess, or my stories the attention they deserve. It makes me a little bit sad because I think of all the characters I have that just nobody knows about, and they're good characters and I love them, but nobody knows about them because I don't share them, and that's not they deserve better, basically. Now his outfit is close to Loki's Sakaar outfit because I wanted them to match. Um, so they have like these gloves, the gloves they have on, basically the same. But I think also Like the Grandmaster fitted him up in that outfit, right? He probably dresses up all of his like his friends and like entertainment that he gets in similar clothes on purpose, you know? So perhaps this is okay. Like it's okay to have them be similar. And you know, maybe him and Loki just want to match. I guess there's always that possibility that he wants to match with his Pookie Bear. Okay, like this, and then, and really this kind of mirrors the one I drew on his foot. How like the heel of your hand is this part around your thumb right here. So, and then there's the strap across like the palm. So they do match, which is good. Um, I like that. I like that a lot. Here we go. You guys, I'm always the first person in my house to wake up. Even if I'm the last person to go to sleep, I always wake up first. I don't know what it is. I can't sleep in past like 10. It's just not, I can't do it. It's just not something I can do. It's really, I don't know why. I'm just made that way, I suppose. Um, this should go down a little more like that, I think. Yeah. Inspiration have I none, just to touch the flaming dove. All I have is my love I love, and love is not loving. Sorry. I love singing. Here we go. No, I kind of like drawing limbs, like arms and legs. I think my biggest issue is just trying to attach the arms and legs to the body and make it look like natural, I guess. It's my biggest problem. Um, I think because oh hey, this song was in Guardians of the Galaxy. I think because so like shoulders and hips, I need to study maybe the actual bone structure of shoulders and hips, and that will help, right? Because I used to think the way that the 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 way your bones and your forearm cross over when you flex it the right way, I used to think that was really cool, and so I would draw that all the time. And I think understanding that kind of helped me um, draw better arms, right? And so I think if I did that with like the hips and maybe the spine, I would get a better idea of just how flexible those parts of the body are. Um, but like my other thing is I'm hypermobile, right? So when I take my own pictures for art references to try and like help me figure out poses, I'm able to kind of like contort and stretch myself into certain poses that wouldn't be natural for most people, and I think that's part of why my poses can feel stiff sometimes. That's for anyone not caught up, that is why we are doing this drawing. Um, we're trying to work on my poses. Quit, go away. Yeah, we're trying to get my poses better. um, and more natural looking, and also practice drawing parts of the body we don't normally draw, like feet and hands and the way the arms and the legs connect to the torso. Because normally I just draw from like the mid thigh up, and I just leave it at that. But I don't know if that's enough anymore to keep me like I don't know, I guess just proud of myself. Um, or at least satisfied with what I do. I'm trying to think, do I want this to be like connected in the back? Like that. I think that would be cool if I can pull that off. I like this. Okay. There we go. There we go. Well, no, maybe I don't like that. I'll leave it for now, and then if I decide I want to come back after doing the front of the costume, we will see. Um, this I can move down. Okay, and that I'm gonna. No, stop. I'm gonna like go around it and copy and paste. Well, I guess just cut and grab any. Nope, I did that wrong. There we go. No, I still did that wrong. What? I like to do this and then just to get any like specks that I might have accidentally gotten on the canvas off. That way there's not like random lines hiding somewhere. Just sneeze. Ugh. Okay, we're gonna duplicate this, flip it over for the this side, and turn the opacity down and erase everything that's hidden behind his back. And this is how we'll do this. I saw this, like how to draw a character from the front view and the back view like this before, and I think it is, it's smart. So this is gonna be, I'll just leave that there like that. That'll help. This is, okay, my line art. I think I will draw, I'm gonna put this down here. Nope. Well, actually, those those being grouped up, I think is fine. Okay. So this cape layer, yes, okay. That's what we will draw on. There we go. Okay. So I'm locked in now, guys. Locked in, locked in. Now, I have to be careful because if I move stuff on this layer, on his front view, I will have to change it on the other side too, like on the back. So that way it stays consistent. So I just have to be cautious. So if you see me moving something around a lot, give me a shout. That way I am aware of when I need to fix. Okay, his eyelash right here. So his eyeballs need to be like here. Yeah, there we go. Um, sheesh. Man, drawing faces is so hard. I remember earlier when I was talking about how much I like drawing faces and that it's like a reward. Maybe that was a lie. Maybe I was making things up. I hate drawing faces. Why is it so hard? He needs to look like me because he originally he was a persona. I feel like I don't know. Well, maybe he doesn't need to look like me, right? Personas can be slightly differenter. Differenter is not a word. Get with the program, Kurt. Oh yeah, yeah. If some of you guys don't know me, I'm Kurt. My name's Kurt, and I'm 22, and I like to draw my characters. And currently, I'm trying to start doing my YouTube more because I started it like 3 years ago, and it blew up, and then I did not do much with it ever again. I feel like if I start posting enough again, maybe it can go somewhere. Maybe it can. Um, and if you have video ideas, you should tell me, because I've thought about doing video essays like over speed paints, but I don't know how big of an audience there is for that. I know that used to be like a big thing, or like story times over speed paints. Um, and I know that was a big thing in like the late 2010s and the early 20s, but I don't. Is there still a space for that? I don't know. But I also haven't really tried it much ever. So, maybe there is space for it. Who knows? I know I've seen like um gosh, I can't remember their name. Oh my goodness. It was a video essay about Yume shipping, and it was like over a speed paint. So maybe there is still kind of, I don't want to say a market, but um a, I don't want to say demand either, but those are the only two words coming to mind. But for watching stuff like that, I'm not sure. Okay, so his hair is gonna go up like that and then down. Right, right? Yes. Okay, his head, I think I moved his head up when I started drawing this. So I think that's part of my issue right now, is that I need to move up just a little. This is tripping me up. There we go. Okay, okay, I think we're getting somewhere. Perhaps. See, line art stresses me out. I don't line art that often. A lot of the time I will have a sketch and I will just clean the sketch up. And like then I'll leave it at that. You know? Like I don't know what it is. I don't know why I do that. Even now, this is just kind of me like trying to sketch and then like trying to sketch and then cleaning it up, right? And I know it's not It's just kind of like a not an irrational fear, but I'm just anxious that I'm gonna hurt them somehow. I feel the same way when I use my VCR. I love physical media, but I'm always afraid I'm gonna like wear my tapes out by watching them so much. Like, do you know how sad I'm gonna be when I wear my Scream VHS tape out even more? I'll be devastated, you know? I don't know. Oh my god, why is this? I'm pressing on this? Okay, there we go. This has gotta get flipped. I have to draw the reverse side now. So it's gonna look like the, well, like this. Okay, it's gonna be the front of the arm. I have to keep that in mind. Let me turn this off and turn that back on because that's messing me up a little. Okay, front of the arm. So we're drawing like the inside of the forearm right now. God, I just keep visualizing the back of the arm that I drew, and I'm trying to draw it again. Slightly different. I gotta not do that. Don't do that. At least this one's taken care of because I hid it behind the back. Because I'm smart. um, so I only have to draw one more hand. I saved myself that terrible, terrible fate of drawing hands multiple times. There we go. There we go. Hey, look at that. Okay, and then this is gonna go like this. I so I was gonna try and talk about self ships because that's what this character is for, is a self ship with MCU Loki. I think they're cool, right? I like seeing self ships or self inserts or Yume ships. I like them. um, I think that in recent times they've become a lot less like cringe, right? Like a lot of people think, well, cringe culture is dead, but a lot of people are actually of that belief now. Um, and so I think they've been letting themselves draw more freely, which is good. Um, I like that. I like seeing people not limit their own creativity as much. Because there really is no reason for it, you know? I mean, you should draw what you want to, right? Instead of worrying about what other people um, might think about it, I guess. Um, and like, who cares? If a couple people judge your Yume ship, there's gonna be like a million people that like it. Um, there, there's this one person who ships themselves with Mo Sizlak from The Simpsons, and they draw like really pretty art of them. Um, and like I don't know, there's something nice about that. I like it when it happens with like really unpopular characters. Like there's another one who I think they have a self ship with Bubble Bass from SpongeBob, and it's just like who would have thought that there was like a person out there? It's just really sweet to think that every fictional character has one person that is like that's their favorite, no matter how like disliked that character might be by everyone else, there's always that one person who will like them. Um, but yeah, I think I can only think of the Bubble Bash and the Mo ones off the top. Oh, there's that one person who has they have a self-insert with Francine and Stan from American Dad. I like that one. Um, I don't know. I think it's sweet. Yes, I am. Well, easy fix, right? Ready? Well, maybe, maybe. No. Okay, I'll leave that there for now. The thumb needs to go. I was just retrawing that. Fuck. Okay, we can fix this. Okay. Thumb. Wait. No. Go away. This is gonna be the palm. The hand, right? This is gonna. The fingers are gonna be here. This is just a rough outline. It's not gonna look good. Just help me visualize so that way I can go in and add the details. So this is gonna be the front of the fingers that are curled around like that, right? Yeah. And okay. Yep. That's right. And then uh, thumb is by the pointer, right? Like this. And then it's gonna curl over the other fingers like that. There we go. Look how easy I fixed that. Look at that. No big deal. It's okay. Happy accident. Happy accident. There we go. I was in the middle of trying to get the glove on the hand, and I was like, this isn't right. That's okay though. Here we go. Here we go. I'm so proud of myself for fixing that. Look at that. Normally, under normal circumstances, like if I had been drawing this like 5 years ago when I first made this OC, that might have made me rage quit. I'm not gonna lie. No, I don't rage quit often, unless it's Dead by Daylight, which is why I don't play Dead by Daylight anymore. I don't like how angry that game gets me. And Outlast Trials, I love playing Outlast Trials, but that game makes me so anxious. Like, it makes my anxiety so bad. I'm already a very anxious person. I'm in survival mode a lot. And, like, I'm okay at managing it, but it's like emotional survival mode almost, right? When I play Outlast Trials, it awakens primal, like, animal survival instincts. I hear loud noises and, like, I perk up and I'm like, what is that? And, like I get a B in a trial, and I'm like, fuck. Like Easterman's gonna be so mad, disappointed in me. He's gonna yell at me. He's gonna say mean things to me. No, I can't handle playing that game. I play once a week with my friends, and that's all I can handle. Because I used to play every day, and like I had to stop when I was like, oh crap, like I saw somebody walk out of a room through a different doorway that I was walking into, and they closed the door behind them. And I was like, phew, I'm glad he didn't see me. I didn't have any bricks or bottles to throw to defend myself. And that was my first instinct. And then I was like, wait, like, this is real life. This is not the Outlast Trials. We don't throw bricks and bottles at people. for existing because people don't come at us with machetes and try to kill us. That's not something that happens in real life typically. And I just had to remind myself that. So that way I didn't, yeah, but that's why I don't play Outlast Trials as much anymore. Uh, for a little while that's all I was playing. And so I kind of neglected the other games I like to play. Like, I did not play any Baldur's Gate, I didn't play any Dead by Daylight, I didn't play any Marvel Rivals. And I've gotten back into Rivals, because they added Gambit, and Gambit's really fun. And now I play Magneto a lot. I almost have him at Lord. I almost have Lord Magneto. Um, he's at level 18 right now. But, God, gosh, what was I saying? Oh, I haven't gotten back into Dead by Daylight. Last year I was playing a ton after they added Springtrap. And then people stopped playing Springtrap as much. And so I dipped again. But I probably, once they put Jason in, I'm sure I will try it again, at least for a little bit. I'm so excited about Jason being in the game. I won't lie. Like, I don't know. I missed the Jason video game because I played it, and I played that more than I ever played Dead by Daylight for a long time. Um, like, it was probably when I was like 18 or 19, like 4 years ago. I played that game so much. Played it all the time. Barely touched Dead by Daylight, right? And then eventually I started using Dead by Daylight more. I don't know any killers. I'm so bad at playing killer. I can play Springtrap, and that's just because I lock in. Like, I put on the Matthew Lillard Springtrap skin because I love Matthew Lillard. Um, I mean, I'm his biggest fan. I'm so serious, you guys, right? If you Google Matthew Lillard and autistic fan, those pictures that pop up, like very first, that is me. That's me. Um, so like, um, I don't know, like, I think when I'm interested in something, and I think this is the same reason why when I play Rivals, I'm really good at the characters that I like, and then I don't play anyone else, right? Um, because when I like a character, I will learn them, right? I really like Gambit, so I learn Gambit. I really like Loki, so I play Loki all the time, and I learn him, and then I get good. Um, and so I think the same goes for Dead by Daylight, because like I would try and play, I would only play Survivor, uh, before Springtrap came out because um, like I would try playing Ghostface, I would try playing the Trapper even. Was not good. Was not good at that. Um, I think I tried Ghostface, the Unknown. I couldn't lock in on any of them. Not the way I can on that Springtrap. So I think it does have to do something with like how much I like a character. Like if I enjoy them as a character, and it doesn't have to be um like characters that are from media, it's just easier to get me attached to those, right? By adding characters I already like. But in Outlast Trials, like the character you play as is not anybody, right? They're just some random person. So I made my own OC and got attached to her and played her. Like I would play as Piper, my OC in the game. Um, and that got me to play a lot more because I need character attachments like that. And I think that's why I don't like a Battlefront that or not Battlefront. Well, yeah, I guess like Overwatch, right? These characters aren't from anything. I have to learn them all. I have to get to know them. With Rivals, it's like I already know all these characters. I know which ones of them I like. I know that I like Magneto, and so that I will try to play him because I like him. The only Overwatch character I really got attached to was Lucio, and so that's the only one I would ever play, and I would only play when my partner wanted to play with me. So I wouldn't hop on and like if I was by myself, you know. With Arrivals, I will play on my own because in order to play games, I either have to be attached to the characters or playing with people who I like that like the game. I would not play Overwatch by myself. Had to be with somebody else that wanted to play it. Same with like oh, what else? What else is there? I know there's another game. I can't remember. Crap. Um, but like I don't know. I just need that connection to like the story of the game to play. I like Baldur's Gate. I really like story games. I like Baldur's Gate because I mean they get you attached to the characters so well. I don't know like what they put in that game, but like there's something about the characters that make them so lovable, and so it makes it a lot easier to play it a lot because you want to be with those characters that you like. Same with Stardew, right? They make all the datables so. Concerned Ape makes them so like sweet and just like there's somebody for everybody in that game, right? Still kind of mad that Clint is getting a romance for the wizard. Maybe one day we'll get the wizard and Robin as romances. Maybe. Um, we'll see. But I hope so. I hope maybe one day. Maybe one day. I guess there's mods. I know I can download mods and follow my wildest dreams that way. But like, come on, please, please, just give me this. I honestly, now that I have my Steam Deck, I should look into modding Stardew Valley. Get that Baldur's Gate mod for Stardew. But I don't know how hard that is to do. I usually only mod when it like has the option in Steam, just because I don't like going into desktop mode. It kind of scares me. Um, I do really like my Steam Deck. I got it for Christmas last year. It's good. I love my Steam Deck. I would say I'd recommend them, but they just like spiked in price. I think because data has gotten so expensive lately, which sucks. But um, if you are in a position where you're looking for a new PC, I would recommend a Steam Deck. Or if you like you want to play PC games but you don't like a PC is scary, like you're used to console. Um, that's how I've started and I really like it. So maybe it would be good for you, you know. And like my thing is the thing I don't like about consoles is like they're gonna like new versions are gonna come out, right? Like the Switch 2 is out. It's gonna make the Switch 1 obsolete. You know, the Xbox One X and S made the normal Xbox One kind of obsolete. You know, PS5 replaced the PS4. So like whenever the next gen consoles come out, it's eventually you're not going to be able to keep up. If you get a PC, right, it's going to need repairs, it's going to need new parts, but you're never going to be barred from playing a game because your system is too old, right? Now you might have trouble running it, but it's never going to just tell you you absolutely cannot play because you don't have a next gen console, so you're out of luck, chum. It's not going to happen. So, um, I think I don't know. I like that might be what makes me switch to PC if something ever happens with my deck. That might I might make the switch. I don't know. I want to see. I want to wait for the Steam machine to come out, and then like once that's out, I just want to compare because I've heard PlayStation and Xbox keep raising their prices on their consoles too. So it might be worth it to just drop the like save up drop the extra couple $100 and get a Steam machine instead of like any of these next gen consoles with like CEOs that don't care, right? Like Xbox is owned by Microsoft, and we all Microsoft does not care about people. Um, so like their customers. So I think maybe it might be the way to go. I'm not sure. Um, and I believe the CEO of Steam is pretty chill though. Don't quote me on that, but I hear he's chill, I think. Anyway, my Bowie record is over, so I think I'm gonna leave this here for today because I need to go find some lunch and go to the bathroom and maybe play some games. But here is where we're leaving it for today. Watching, and